Just to clarify, do you agree that the President and Vice President bullied President Zelensky?
I think President Zelensky was very unwise to tell the Americans what would happen to them if they didn't back him. I think it was unwise. Yeah, sure, Vance and Trump bit back. But I think in diplomatic terms, I think Zelensky played it very badly. And it's very interesting that even Peter Mandelson, the British ambassador, is making very, very similar points.
Well, he's suggesting Zelensky should return to Washington.
He will. And he will. Mandelson is right. And he will. I think what came out of Friday...
You don't see anything intemperate in Trump's language at all?
Whether there was or whether there wasn't, we're heading towards peace. We're heading towards peace. It's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Would you treat a guest like that?
I wouldn't expect a guest to be rude to me in my own house. Absolutely not. I would expect a guest to treat me with respect. It doesn't mean that, for a minute, that Vance and Trump, I'm not defending what they did.
So you are critical of what they did, Mr. Farage?
Do we want peace?
Of course we want
Or should we spend weeks talking about what happened?
You did say you wouldn't defend what they did, so you wouldn't behave in that fashion.
I try not to.
What does that mean? So you might?
Nick, this is irrelevant. This is where we all go wrong. We're all focusing on the row that happened. Maybe the row was bound to happen anyway. Zelensky wasn't ready, maybe for this, and perhaps the Americans weren't ready for it either. I don't know.
Is it right a journalist asked him why he's not wearing a suit?
Well, do you know what? If I turned up at the White House, I'd make sure I was wearing a suit and my shoes were cleaned. Absolutely. And Trump is... And in diplomacy... Our Prime Minister,
Winston Churchill,
our Prime Minister, but he wasn't dealing with President Trump. Our Prime Minister was briefed and briefed and briefed as to how to deal with the visit to the White House.
But that's not Zelensky's fault, is it?
All right, if Zelensky wants to bowl in and show no respect to a man who we all know is incredibly old-fashioned about this stuff, and he really is.
When you say this stuff, you mean manners, dress,
very
shoes?
Much so.
So your shoes have to be shined, like being back at school?
Lots of times. Trump said, good shoes, great shoes, whatever, That's how he... So if you're going in with a positive mindset, maybe Zelensky should have thought about that, but that's minor. That's minor.
So you are critical of him wearing his battle fatigues, effectively?
I think there are times to wear it, and there are times not to, perhaps.